Hi, you're welcome to the Poultry site. Poultry site TV is a platform where you gain all the knowledge to run your poultry and livestock business profitably. If you are a farmer in any part of the globe, you need to be part of this movement. I've come with another interesting topic to help you to start making feed in your farm. Starting a poultry and livestock feed production on your farm requires several pieces of equipment to ensure efficient and effective operations. In this particular content, I'll give you few of the equipment you need to run it both commercially and personally in your farm. You need the hammer mill, which is what you are seeing right now on the screen. The hammer mill is used to grind raw materials like grains, corn, wheat, barley into smaller particles. This facilitates better mixing and digestion by the animals. The hammer mill is what you are seeing right now on the screen. This is the motor. The work of this electric motor is to turn the blade of the hammer mill. As the blade turns at a very fast speed, it crushes all the raw materials into smaller particles to enable the mixer, which is the next you're going to see on the screen. Before I continue, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do that right now. Subscribe and click the notification bell. Like this particular video and start sharing to other farmers. Let them get to know about this. Many farmers are afraid of starting. You can start making feed even at a lower level in your farm. This will help you to drop the cost of your operation and at the same time maximize your profit. This is the mixer. The work of the mixer is to combine various ingredients in the right proportion to create a well-balanced feed. It ensures uniform distribution of nutrients throughout the feed. The mixer has what we call the electric motor, and it has a gear. The work of the gear is to give compression to the electric motor to enable it to move all the raw materials in a uniform manner. You can see the mixer right now on the screen. We have horizontal and the vertical mixer. Both horizontal and the vertical mixer are all good. It depends on the height of your farm, the height of the room or the building where you keep the machine. That will determine the type of mixer you are going to use. If it's a very high one, you go for the one that will suit your building. This is the mixer. Once the raw materials are placed inside the mixer, it turns it at a uniform. Now here is the blade. The work of the blade is to turn every ingredient you put inside that particular unit. It will turn them within 5 minutes to form a uniform ingredient. Assuming you place corn, soybean, peanut, bone meal, and every other raw material that is used in making the feed, this blade will turn them at a very slow and steady manner to make sure that they are completely mixed together. Now see the process again. Once the raw materials are gathered, the first place you put them is here. This is the crusher. It is the work of the crusher to blend, to pieces them, to crush them into smaller particles. After crushing them, if it is an automated system, as it's crushing them, it will be transferring them from the crusher direct to the mixer. But this is a manual type. It will move them to the mixer. Then from the mixer, you come to this particular unit, which is the pelletizer. This is the pelletizer or extruder, depending on what you want to use it for. This particular machine you are seeing here right now can pelletize. It can also extrude the raw materials. Assuming you want to use it to form fish feed, floating fish feed, this machine can do that. What it does is to blow air into the raw materials and make them pop up in a way that they can now float on top of water if you are producing floating feed. But if it is for poultry, it doesn't need to be floated. You can only set it to platize. What it does now is to platize it, bring them to the units. It has different modes depending on the age of that particular livestock or livestock, that particular animal you are feeding. If it's a starter, you use the starter, which is 1.1 mm or 2 mm, depending on the age. Maybe they are chicks, day-old chicks, you can use crumble. If it's adult birds, you can use 2 mm or 3 mm. They can still take them. So this particular machine here has different modes. These are the raw materials we use. We have all the raw materials here. You have this soya meal, you have the corn, we have the additives, the lysine, the methionine, we have the corn here. You can see all the raw materials. All these raw materials are used in producing the feed. Then the pellet making machine, as I earlier said, convert these mixed ingredients into pellets. Pelleting of feed improves feed efficiency. It reduces waste and make it easier for the animals to consume a balanced ration. You need to have a scale or a weighing machine. The scale will help you to weigh all the raw materials to match with your feed formula. Remember, before you start producing anything like livestock feed, you need to design your formula. Is it for starter? Is it for growers? Is it for layers or finishers? So each of these stages needs different feed formula. You can see this is the horizontal and vertical. I've shown you the horizontal. You have seen the vertical. You can see the feed ingredients coming out from the machine. The feed is running from the machine at a very high speed. You can see it. You can see the feed as the crusher is crushing. You can see the speed at which the mixer is all at the same time mixing the feed. The crusher is crushing and the whole particles is going direct to the mixer, and the mixer is mixing it at the same time for it to blend all the raw materials together. You can see the bags. These are the raw materials. These are abundant raw materials you use. You have to buy in a large scale for you to maximize profit. This portion or section is the storage bin. This is where you store the raw materials. You have a storage area, storage zone, where you keep the raw material to be safe for production. Here we keep all the raw materials we use in producing the feed. The storage bin helps to secure the materials from rodents, from insects. You store both the materials and the finished feed in bulk. This ensures a continuous supply of ingredients and allow for economies of scale in production. Please, if you find this video interesting, if you have gained knowledge on this, if this video have encouraged you in this business, please share it to other farmers. Let this get to other farmers, most of those that belongs to poultry and livestock groups. Share this to get to them. Encourage them to start producing feed. You can start making feed even at a lower stage in your farm to drop the cost of expenses on commercial feeds. Right now, the cost of a bag of feed is over $10, depending on your location. You can see that if you drop the cost by making feed in your own farm, it's going to help you. Please, I will stop this particular content here to continue from this particular section in part 2. Please make sure you watch the part 2. In the part 2, I'm going to give you other equipment you need to run it even up to commercial level. Please don't miss it. Share this video. Let it get to others. Like the video. Just if you like this video, if you have found this video interesting, give it a thumb up. If you can't type, use any of the emojis to give it a thumb up so that the platform will be able to recommend it to other farmers. In this particular video, we have discussed the scale, the crusher or the hammer mill, the mixer, the pelletizer or the extruder. These are the initial equipment you need to invest on for you to produce your own feed in your farm.